Rock it out, bro.
Good morning, Vietnam. Well, it's not Vietnam, it's America. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's the morning show, with the hosts with the most. It's V and CJ, the illustrious ape and the maven of the airwaves, the denizen of the digital CJ, the man who holds it all down. And we're coming to you live on another edition of this wonderful, fantastic morning show. And guys, if you haven't smashed the subscribe button, I suggest you do that. Hit the thumbs up, and also follow us on Twitter at the Rogue Money, and check us out roguemoney.net, Rogue Money Facebook, Rogue Money, all about Rogue Money. If you got the Apple app, go the news app, go in there, type in Rogue Money, and voila, we are there. The podcasting app, you could download the podcast. There are tens of thousands of people that have downloaded the podcast and they're thoroughly loving it and enjoying it because they can listen to us conveniently and carry us anywhere in all the old archive shows. So get the podcast. It's available both on Android and iOS. If you have an Android device, I recommend Pocket Cast. It's a really, really good. It's actually the best podcasting app out there for Android. Download it, use it. I don't get a penny for even saying it or even mentioning it, so check that out. With that being said, CJ, what is on the highlights of the day, my friend? I mean, what's going on with
Yeah,
you? How's everything with you, bro?
I'm doing well, bro. Just crazy last 24-hour news cycle. And I'm starting to say that every day. You notice that pattern? Crazy news cycle, crazy news cycle.
Yes, every
So,
day.
yeah, just every day there is another MSM or some other report that they keep trying to throw at DT. Every day there's something new and just absolute craziness. But we'll start off on a good note. How's this? There is a fundraiser that has been set up. We told everyone we'd follow up on it for the young man in Chicago that was beaten, severely beaten, the disabled man, and it is set up through GoFundMe. I think maybe what I'll do, V, is after we post this, I'll put it in the comment section, the
Yeah.
link, so that way people can contribute. But this thing is taking off like wildfire. They put up an anticipated first goal like of $10,000, and it did that like in the first 2 minutes. So yeah, so I want to follow up with our listeners. I had a couple people that posted in the comments that, hey, once something does happen, and I did take the time to investigate it, make sure it's legitimate, because you guys know that there's a lot of bogus things that get started, right? So this is a
Yeah.
legitimate fundraiser that's going directly 100% proceeds to the family. So we definitely want to show some love and support for that.
That's awesome, man. Like, who set it up? Was this another organization? Or?
Yeah, it's an organization. Yeah, an organization that takes on these types of challenges. They do the investigative part. They partner with the media to say, hey, this is who we are. Just kind of helps build the legitimacy to keep, individuals who may be preying on those situations. So yeah, good stuff.
Dude, that's awesome, bro. That's good to hear. Did we even get the guy's name? I mean, what is the kid's name that they got?
No, they have. I'll go double check the post, but apparently they don't. I imagine probably just because the amount of media hype and everything. I just don't think it'd be healthy for, the media to be showing up at this kid's, doorstep. Now it may, after they present the check or do whatever. I'm sure the media may do something like that, but I think at this point he's probably with mental health professionals and everyone else getting a little bit of treatment and care for that madness that occurred.
Interesting. Interesting. Absolutely interesting, man. That was a very tragic and unfortunate event. And with that being said, man, it's just like it just shows you the duplicity. And I think if you look at the implosion of the entire establishment, okay, we're talking about the like yesterday you and I talked about. We talked about how you had the idiot Meryl Streep, the washed out actress who I don't even like anymore. I mean, how do you play Margaret Thatcher in The Iron Lady? And you play that role and you don't even get one inkling of an idea of what she's all about, and you go up there and you make a stupid comment such as what she did on the Golden Globe Awards. I mean, it just shows you how whacked out they are. But it also, I'm thankful that, as fortunate as it was for this young gentleman to get kidnapped and tortured, but it showed the world, and it showed the Americans in particular, it showed us Americans the duplicity of the left. It showed us, it really showcased for us that the Hollywood elites and the libtard dump stream media really is a fifth column in this country, man. And it's about. I mean, 2017 is about the breaking of the fifth column. Okay, and before I even start off with the whole entire thing with what's happening with George Soros, which I predicted would happen to Georgi. Georgi, it's only a matter of time, Georgi, before you get smoked out. And which there's one thing that I couldn't ignore, and that is, I don't know if you saw the news or not, but WikiLeaks, okay, WikiLeaks is starting to make some threats against the Obama administration. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This was earlier this morning is when I actually caught it. But what is being said is that all of this. I think it was Alex Jones. He was out there telling Odumbo administration to stop and knock it off, and basically that here's a guy who went into the White House, won the Nobel Peace Prize, and then he won and then he awarded himself a Pentagon Service Medal. I mean, this guy's just incredible. So number one, the proof that is going to be put out there is the fact that Hillary Clinton, in fact, did try to steal the presidential election. And number two, okay, the other thing is the fact that Obama, Hillary, and John Kerry, the haircut looking for a brain, were caught on tape discussing the creation of ISIS, including what to name it. Now, if these allegations are true, okay, if these allegations are true, there's a trend here. There's a trend. And that trend connects with this entire pushback against the deep state, the entire pushback against the establishment. This pushback, CJ, that shows, like, for instance, like, look at what Hungary, which is the home country of Georgi Soros, okay, Georgi Schwartz. Look what Hungary's doing. Hungary plans to crack down on non-governmental organizations linked to billionaire George Soros. Now that Donald Trump will occupy the White House, according to the deputy head Prime Minister Viktor Orban's party. Now, I want you to think about that phrase. I'm going to get the first paragraph, and let's get a little deeper into this Bloomberg article. The European Union member will also use all tools at its disposal to, quote-unquote, sweep out NGOs funded by the Hungarian-born financier. The guy's a Bond villain, CJ, an absolute Bond villain, which serve global capitalists and back political correctness over national governments. Silzar Nemeth, the vice president of the ruling Fidesz party, told reporters on Tuesday that no one answered the phones at the Open Society Institute in Budapest when Bloomberg News called outside business hours. I feel there's an opportunity for this internationally because of Trump's election. Look, this is another Trump effect. All you, Trump is opposition. He's controlled opposition. Really? Really? So the New World Order is like, hey, let's put up a guy like Trump so he can expose us. That makes so much sense, right? I feel there's look at what this guy's doing. This is the one of the heads over at the Viktor Orban's party in Hungary. He's saying, I feel there's an opportunity here for this internationally. Because of Trump's election, state news service MTI reported, Namath saying, lawmakers will start debating a bill to let authorities audit NGO executives according to the parliament's legislative agenda. Orban, the first European leader to publicly back Trump's campaign, has ignored criticism from the European Commission. God bless Viktor Orban. He is the man. He's the only one that did not allow the rape refugees to have access. As soon as he saw the flood of the rape refugees coming, what did he do? He built a wall, CJ. He built a wall, and the other places where he didn't have a wall, he put up a fence with guys with big guys with some machine guns behind it.
So much for an open society.
Yeah, so much for the open society. How about we just put everybody in Soros' front yard in every single one of his homes that he owns? Put them all in Soros' estates. That's what they should do. Orban personally ordered the state audit agency to probe the foundation's finance and said that civil society groups financed from abroad were covers for paid political activists. 1,000% correct, Victor Orban. Congratulations to you. You get 10 banana points from the gorilla himself because of the fact that you had the balls, the cojones, to go out there and expose this and have the guts to even talk about it. This is something we all knew about these NGOs. These we're here to help the poor. No, you're not. We're here to spread democracy. No, you're not. These are how color revolutions are taken. You know, hats off. And you're going to see this trend go from Hungary. I mean, I think Putin already put out an arrest warrant for Soros. Look, we're just waiting for Donald to get into office. And Donald, I've sent this out to your administration multiple times. You need to go after Georgi. Why? Because every drop of blood from every police officer that was shot and killed this past year by political hacks and activists, whether it's Black Lives Matter or any other group, these communistic organizations, or I hate when they go, I'm an anarcho-communist. No, you're not. That's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Any one of these organizations, CJ, that have led to the death of a police officer, ambushed, struck down, and killed for no friggin' reason, based upon lies like hands up, don't shoot, based upon, oh my God, the cops are out there just hunting a specific minority group, when the numbers do not support it. Care what you think. Facts don't care about your feelings. The numbers don't support it. When every single drop, Trump needs to go after them. Because every single drop of the blood of the innocents, those cops who died on the line of duty, those innocent individuals who were either harmed, assaulted, or killed because they were caught in the wrong place at the wrong time because they were in the middle of a riot. Every single business owner who've had their building or their place of business and destroyed or burned down needs to go after Soros, hit him with a JASTA bill that was just passed, hit him with the Patriot Act, especially JASTA. Let us freeze his assets and give these people who are harmed by his quote-unquote NGOs like Black Lives Matter an opportunity to sue George Soros. That's what needs to be done. What Viktor Orban did, he has set a precedent, and he has set and lit the fuse. And I want you to understand this. Georgi Schwartz, I want you to open up your little fat ears, Georgi, and pull the bags from underneath your eyes so you can see very clearly. Viktor Orban coming after you, sir, is because Trump is coming after you. Listen to the little hint that was dropped, CJ. The hint that was dropped is this. Hungary plans to crack down on organizations linked to billionaire George Soros now that Donald Trump will occupy the White House. Quote unquote, I feel there is an opportunity for this internationally because of Trump's election. CJ, if those are not clues of what is coming, I don't know what is it. CJ, if you were George Soros, man, I would recommend you go run and hide right now.
Soros needs to understand that it's not a tide that's coming at him. It's a tsunami, okay? It's not. Yep. It's just not the Americans. It is globally that, he better run, he better hide, he better find a nice place. I'm sure that he has that already built where he can escape to with his walls and his safe bunkers, but he probably needs to get there pretty quickly.
I agree wholeheartedly, man. He better go run to his little cave, bust out the caviar while he can, because Georgi, I'm gonna give it to you straight. We're coming for you, buddy. We're gonna come for you. And we're gonna come for your little fruitcake sons. Oh man, man, I'm pumped because there's not gonna be a corner in the world where you're gonna be hiding without knowing for a fact we're breathing down your necks. And let's see how well you do, Georgi, when your assets are frozen. Let's see how well you maneuver when you have an international arrest warrant backed up by two superpowers who are going to be hunting it. And I hope you resist. I hope you do something stupid. I hope. Because it's going to be a new, going into 2017, it's going to be a new CIA. It's going to be a gutted, purged cocaine import agency. It's actually going back to transforming from a cocaine import agency back to a central intelligence. I would recommend them just rename the whole damn thing. Let that whole damn thing just go, CJ. Let the whole damn name go. They need to rename it into something else.
Yep.
Just like what Putin did with the KGB and transforming them into the FSB. I think the same thing needs to be done with the CIA. It's got to get renamed. It's a Cold War relic. It needs to be updated with better ideas. It needs to stop being the haunt of a bunch of fifth column activists and political hacks. And it needs to go back to being an intelligence service that relies on spies, not some nerd boy sitting around a computer whacking off to porn 80% of the time, and the other percent of the time, trying to find internet chat rooms where they might be getting state secrets. That's not spying. That's not intelligence work. You get some turd kid with freckles who came out of Yale and Harvard. You need to get back into real men. That's why the whole resistance against the Russian hack by the Trump administration has been spearheaded by General Michael Flynn. Flynn, who actually was a director of intelligence. Flynn, who actually has military experience. Because the difference between the Trump administration and the Odumbo administration, they don't go by CIA briefings, which are a bunch of horse crap. It's like these guys sit around, they do magic mushrooms or something, and or PCP, and they postulate on what are the threats of the world. And it's horse shit, pure and simple. But Flynn and the Trump administration likes doing it old school, relying on the ground intel, hard sources, credible sources, and unsavory individuals who get the job done. That's the change that's coming. So, Georgi, I would be very frightened, you little fat turd. You better run and hide with your sweaty little man boobs, hiding somewhere. 2017 it's a new year, man, and what are we finding out about the U.S. intelligence agencies, bro? What are we finding out about these guys? Because now this is out in the open. See, everything the establishment is out in the open. Everything that is done in secret and in the back rooms and in the closets within the halls of power, CJ, are being shouted from the rooftops. What's going on with the intelligence agencies that has them so panicked?
They just continue to push fake narratives, and the American people have just lost complete confidence in the intelligence offices. Just the complete disconnect. And V, it's not a matter of doubling and tripling down. They have went from pure stupidity to It's almost at the point where they're mentally deranged right now.
Yep.
And the American people are not buying this. So recently there was a poll put out there in regards to who do you believe more in terms of the accuracy and honesty in reporting. And B, this poll, it's not a small poll, okay? This poll consisted of close to about little over 84,000 people who voted in this poll. And in this poll, it was asked, who do you believe America? So again, 83% said they trusted and believe WikiLeaks. Only 17% trusted U.S. intel officials. V, what does that tell you?
Dude, it's incredible. This is the shift that has occurred. Nobody believes, and this is what I'm saying. These guys are out there, making these. There was a Russian hack. Show us the evidence. Can't show you. But just believe us. What are you this is the problem with you leftists. Your whole political philosophy doesn't work because you treat people like children. You treat grown individuals, adults, who are capable of, number one, making their own decisions, knowing what to do with their money, knowing how to spend their money, and what to do about their future. You treat adults as if they were kids. So when the cocaine import agency comes out and says, we got evidence, and the American public says, show us, and you're like, we can't do that. But we got evidence. What is your evidence? Your evidence was destroyed in a matter of minutes by John McAfee from McAfee Antivirus, who destroyed your whole theory within a matter of seconds, explaining this whole Russian hack is really pointing to a fabricated farce by the CIA in order to justify stupidity. Okay? Just to create as much of a sabotage and blunder. We're going to leave a steaming pile of crap, and we're going to create so much chaos for the incoming administration. First of all, I've said this yesterday, CJ. I've never seen a president-elect in my entire life act the way that Trump is acting in terms of being the absolute boss in what he's doing and bringing back jobs, meeting with leaders, meeting with captains of industry, not just politicians. Every single politician that's went into Trump Tower were politicians who went in there, CJ, with their tail tucked between their legs, saying, oh, Mr. Trump, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please don't beat me, Mr. Trump. I'm so sorry. Yes, we will do Made in America. No problem. That's how it's been. Versus these turds, these saboteurs, that's the fifth column. Every single one of them should be arrested. The fifth column that's there, that's doing nothing more than creating, CJ, creating more sabotage, more mischief for an incoming administration. I've never seen an outgoing administration behave in the way that this outgoing administration has been behaving, and I've never seen a president-elect act with such an incredible aptitude for the job, incredible prowess, incredible strength like Donald Trump. I've never seen it in my life, CJ.
It's just unreal, V, the amount of information. So I know I talked about yesterday that Obama put up this front, we're going to continue the tradition of American heritage of a seamless transition of power. And on the backside of it, he's doing everything but that, right?
Yeah, 1,000.
And then as early as yesterday, V, this isn't our deck, but if you look at the most recent articles that are coming out, and they did this just to kind of sabotage Trump. I guess apparently he's having a press conference today, right? And they're in preparation for this. And as of 5:30 this morning, this was updated. And again, this ties right into exactly what we're saying as far as who people trust. But according to great sources like NPR, they're coming out and saying that U.S. intelligence officials have briefed leaders in Washington about explosive new allegations between Russia and President-elect Donald Trump. Now, these get to the ultimate low because they talk about an apparent trip that that Trump took, and he was overheard, using racial slurs. It talks about, some sex acts with these Russian women, apparently golden showers and everything. Just completely delusional, right? Just completely insane, and it's completely fabricated and fake. So it's no wonder when you look at these reports coming out and saying that they have 83% trust WikiLeaks over 17% U.S. intel. When they put out crap like this, who's gonna believe this, right?
Right,
Just
exactly.
Unreal.
It really is, man. It's like what Robert Parry of Consortium News summarizes the farce perfectly in that recent piece he did with a U.S. report. Still lacks proof of Russian hack. And the excerpt so well said. It says, repeating accusations over and over again is not evidence that the accused is guilty, no matter how much, quote unquote, we have confidence. We have confidence. Just like you had confidence of Nigerian yellow cake. Just like you had confidence of weapons of mass destruction. Just like you had confidence that Muammar Gaddafi was a threat. Just like you had confidence that there was a civil war in Syria and that we needed to intervene. Just like you had confidence in all the color revolutions you guys have pulled off. Confidence. No matter how much confidence the accuser asserts about the conclusion, nor is it evidence to suggest that someone has a motive for doing something. Many conspiracy theories are built on the notion of cui bono, who benefits, without following up the supposed motives with facts. See, the stupid, idiotic CIA, who comes up with this concocted, politically motivated BS. This is why this agency, you guys are done. You're on the chopping block. Either you're going to, well, the majority of you are going to get purged out, and the agency is going to get reformatted as a new CIA version 2.0, or you're going to be dashed to 1,000 pieces, and Trump's going to do what Kennedy never had the opportunity to do, which is end you guys and then reform you guys and bring you under military control, because that's what needs to happen. You freaking hacks have been running roughshod since the 40s. Since the 40s. Day after the National Intelligence, James Clapper, who his last, I mean, every time I say that name, I'm reminded of an STD, CJ. I mean, how can you trust anybody? How do you have an intelligence chief whose last name is Clapper? I mean, this guy, I mean, it's like your groin should be itchy just mentioning his name. Okay, James Clapper. Okay, the Clapper. Here comes the clap. The clap. Vowed to the greatest possible length to supply the public with evidence behind the accusation. This guy is a psychopathic liar. His office released, oh my God, look at this, a 25-page report that contained no evidence that Russia delivered hacked emails from the Democratic National Committee and Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman, John Podesta, to WikiLeaks. The DNI, okay, the Defense National Intelligence, Department of National Intelligence report amounted to a compendium of reasons to suspect that Russia was the source of the information, built largely on the argument that Russia had a motive for doing so because of its disdain for Clinton. Everybody had a disdain for Clinton. Hello, Earth the claptrap. Claptrap, come in, clap. Clap. Nobody liked Clinton. But the report's assessment is more than just a reasonable judgment based on the body of incomplete information. Its tendencies is only lays out the case for believing in Russia's guilt, not for reasons of doubting that guilt. For instance, while it is true that many Russian officials, including President Putin, considered Clinton to be a threat, worse than that already frayed relationship between the two nuclear superpowers, the report ignores the downside for Russia trying to interfere with the U.S. election campaign and then failing to stop Clinton, which looked like the most likely outcome until election night. I mean, think about it. If you're a hacker and you're trying to hack the elections, and up until the last 2 hours of election night, all the evidence that was coming in from New York Times and their stupid little, Clinton meter that showed you that Hillary Clinton is up 98% guaranteed to win the election. Okay? Why would you risk that? Why would you risk, hacking the election? And the person, again, and I explained to you guys how the Electoral College works, how it's damn near, it's impossible to hack an election, period. But the average American don't know that. It's impossible to hack an election. Okay, it's very difficult. It has to be very close. It has to be, and you cannot determine what those swing states are going to be. You just don't know. You have an idea, but you cannot 100% nail down what a swing state's going to be. Why take the risk of hacking or quote unquote being involved in it or being accused of a hack, and the person you're hacking against, Hillary Clinton, wins? Now you're in deep shit. Now you're in a whole heap of trouble. Why would you want to do that? Of course you don't want to do that. Now, if Russia had so on top of Clinton's well-known hawkishness, and then we all know about Hillary Clinton going out there threatening war. Hillary, we came, we saw he died, Clinton. Putin would have risked handing the expected incoming president a personal reason to take revenge on him and his country. Historically, Russia has been very circumspect in such situations, usually holding its intelligence collections for internal purposes only, not sharing them with the public. So no, it's not Russia. It's WikiLeaks. And WikiLeaks has even said it's not Russia. And yet that's not enough for the clap. No, the clap has decided, because the clap is another smart guy who has an IQ slightly above room temperature. The clap has decided he's gonna go down burning with the ship. You guys are disgusting. You guys are unpatriotic. You are not Americans. I don't know what you guys are. All I can call you guys is you're a fifth column, and your days are numbered.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it was even more eye-opening yesterday, V. You know, yesterday during Jeff Sessions' Senate confirmations hearing. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So he gets up there, and of all people, Al Franken, you know, the Franken.
Oh God.
Okay. So he gets up there thinking that he's come up with the best question to ask him, and this exposes all the lies regarding the whole hacking thing. He gets up there and he says, you know, he asks Sessions, says, "Have you been briefed and brought up to speed by the intelligence offices of the Russian hacking so that you're ready and prepared to deal with it, you know, once you're in?" And Sessions goes, "They haven't even discussed it with me. They haven't even brought it, you know, to my attention. So I'm not sure, you know, what in the world you're talking about." So if something was truly legitimate, right? If something was truly going on, you would think the next guy that's going to become an attorney general is going to know a little bit about it. Yep. And it really kind of caught Al off guard. He's like, "Okay, so let's talk about this." It was almost hilarious. But again, anyway, I just wanted to add that. I thought it was hilarious
great.
when I was watching it.
Al Franken, Al, I suggest you shut up. You know, this community. You know, I liked Al Franken. You remember back in the '80s, bro? He had Kids in the Hall.
Yeah.
That's where Al got his start, you know, and the whole comedy series, which is supposed to be like the rival to Saturday Night Live, and Al, just stick to comedy, man. Just keep your mouth shut, bro. I'm telling you right now, any one of you libtard senators, congressmen, keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. You will be gone. You will be gone. Give it time. Unbelievable, man.
Yeah. And I do want to throw a little love out there. There is a great article, roguemoney.net. Check it out by James, the Russian analyst, and he kind of really maps out the several days in January that the CIA attempted their soft coup against Trump. So, and then obviously he details what I covered earlier regarding the most recent breaking news, if you will. But yeah, so good article. Check it out, roguemoney.net. So I just want to give it that plug, V.
Oh, absolutely, bro. 1000%. I also have a an interesting thing here. This is also from James, who's actually talking about this. This is linked from Mike Shedlock via mishtalk.com. Is Israel, not Russia, to blame for Hillary's election loss? This is from Mike Shedlock from Mish, M-I-S-H talk.com, Mishtalk. Mainstream media, led by the Washington Toast, a.k.a. the Washington Post. It's called the Washington Roast. You can come up with a fancy name for them at Washington Post. It's called the Washington. I don't know what it is. Just eat it. Jeff Bezos' blog. let's call it for what it is. The Washington Post right now, CJ, is officially renamed the Jeff Bezos blog.
Yeah.
Put on a blistering attack on blaming Russia for Hillary Clinton's loss to Donald Trump. Like lemmings over the cliff, the New York Slimes, the Clinton News Network, and Newsweek is spelled, and that's Newsweek is spelled instead of W-E-E-K, it's Newsweek spelled W-E-A-K.
Nice.
Newsweek, because they are weak news, all joined in the rush to judgment accusing Russia of aiding Trump. The final coup de grace came when the politically motivated Odumbo administration, the Nobel Peace Laureate and the Congressional Medal of whatever, right? Let's just call it the Congressional Medal of whatever that he has awarded himself, because nobody cares. Have the National Intelligence Agency, again, another oxymoron, National Intelligence Agency, another oxymoronic institute or department, issues its scam report of assessing Russian activities and intentions in recent U.S. elections. The intelligence report found that Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered an influence campaign in 2016 Aimed at the U.S. presidential election, Russia's goals were to undermine public faith in the U.S. democratic process, denigrate Secretary Clinton, and harm her electability and potential presidency. Okay, I have to stop there. Oh my God, CJ. Oh my God, I gotta stop there. I mean, dude.
Insanity.
What planet are these idiots living on?
Yeah, they need help. They need professional help.
Yo, man, I mean, this is what billions of dollars of black money. I am convinced that a great deal of the narcotics trade is being rerouted from the other parts of the netherworlds into the United States. It's being rerouted directly into and a portion of it is being rerouted directly into the offices that are in Langley and the NSA, where all the employees that are on the quote unquote intelligence seeking department, CJ, are smoking their own supply. This is what you come up with? Russia's goals were to undermine faith in the U.S. democratic process, denigrate Secretary Clinton, and harm her electability? She did that herself.
Right, exactly.
Yo, this is what's dangerous about these idiots, CJ. They have. This is what makes you so dumb. Claptrap, listen. I'm trying to help you, Clap. I'm trying to help you. The Clap, the Cocaine Import Agency, the National Idiot Agency, all of you guys in the Odumbo administration have hooked your wagons to the most vile, wretched person on planet Earth, which is Hillary Clinton. She's an individual that's just slightly lower than, just by a little bit, to Adolf Hitler. You've hitched your campaign to a female Joseph Mengele, to an Adolf Eichmann, a female version. You guys are going to go down in flames. You're doing all this to protect Hillary. So my question is this, CJ. These deep state actors, they are doing all of this. Yeah, they want to undermine Trump. Yeah, they want to create as much havoc as possible. But, bro, my question is this. Why are they doing all of this, CJ, to protect Hillary? That's
exactly.
Dude, I mean, think about it for a second. They're doing all... Why? Why go out on a limb? Why put your neck out there to protect Hillary? What sort of damning evidence is going to drop that hasn't already been dropped? Could it be that warning that Jonesy gave through WikiLeaks? Could it be that they're going to drop the hammer? And, you know, that's exactly what's going to happen if these guys don't back off. Because, you know, the article continues. Please consider the possibility that it was not Russia, but rather Israel that was behind the damning release of information by WikiLeaks. Now, before anyone hyperventilates, I'm not saying Israel was responsible, nor am I stating that Russia was not responsible. I am simply going to present evidence in the same fashion as the intelligence report did regarding allegations, innuendo, and a smear campaign aimed at news agency RT. If your intelligence report and the key factors, the key catalyst, the key framing of your entire, the key foundation on which your entire quote-unquote intelligence report has been made is around allegations and innuendo, hell, CJ, we can pretty much indict any country in the world for screwing Hillary Clinton's campaign. We could say it was China. We could say it was Brazil. We could say it was Uganda. We could say it was the Pygmy tribe in the deepest, darkest Africa that does it, and the clicking and the... We could say it was them. If you want to use innuendo, I can go out and say that the newly discovered Amazonian tribe, the Bunga Bunga people, out in Amazon, who was just discovered, they found out about Hillary Clinton, they found out about the rest of the world, and they didn't like her. And I can use that innuendo to build a quote-unquote intelligence report and a smear campaign and say, hey, this is all evidence that, they were the reason why Hillary lost. Now, the article goes on to say by Mish Shedlock, who is a Jew, just in case you wanted to know, reasons why Israel may have preferred Trump over Hillary. Jeez! Listen to this. Hillary was Obama's Secretary of State in a period of strained diplomatic relations with Israel. As Obama's Secretary of State, Hillary called for a settlement freeze in 2009. You think that could have pissed off Israel?
Maybe. Just
Hillary supported an Iranian nuclear deal, hugely unpopular with pro-Israel advocates, and most importantly, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. You think that could have pissed them off? CNN transcripts from the 2014 provide an interesting Hillary quote. This is the "See you next Tuesday" Clinton. See you next Tuesday, Hillary Clinton. Okay, that's her. The continuing settlements have been denounced by successive American administrations on both sides of the aisle, are clearly a terrible signal to send if at the same time you claim you're looking for a two-state solution. Now, when I was negotiating, you stupid little piece of crap. You don't know what the name of negotiating is, you piece of crap. You see you next Tuesday piece of crap. Now, when I was negotiating, back to the article, and I've been able to put together 3 face-to-face meetings between Netanyahu and Abbas, it was clear that if we were working off the 67 borders, which our stated position that President Obama had outlined, some of the settlements would be within a reasonable drawing of the borders for Israel, but a number of them would not. And those that would not would have to be dismantled or live under Palestinian rule. Maybe that could have pissed him off. Or maybe it was August 5th, 2016, when Breitbart disclosed that Hillary Clinton's damaging private emails about Israel. Oh, you didn't realize about that. Or maybe it was May 17th of 2016. The Intercept reported that Hillary Clinton wasn't always about this one-sided on Israel. That how can anybody be one-sided? This woman takes money from Qatar. She takes money from the House of Saud. How's she going to be one-sided? I mean, she was the first lady to embrace the wife of the Palestinian movement. The first lady went off script during the 98 satellite address to a group of Israeli and Palestinian teens meeting as part of an organization. This is what she said. I think that it'll all be in the long-term interest of the Middle East for Palestine to be a state that is responsible for its citizens while being a state that has responsibility for providing education, healthcare, and economic opportunities to its citizens. In Israel, the leader of the Likud party, Uzi Landau, I like that name, Uzi. Dude, if I have a son, I'm going to name him Uzi. That's a badass name, Uzi. Wow. All right, denounce Hillary Clinton's remarks as a glaring mistake. So the article goes on and on because Hillary Clinton's bloody viewpoint, okay? No one knows what her viewpoint is, right? Like what New York Daily News said. I liked her a lot more as a senator from New York. Now I wonder, as I used to wonder, who the real Hillary Clinton is. She's a flip-flopper. She's up for the highest bidder. I mean, think about it. I mean, this article is a great article. It's by, mishtalk.com by Mike Shedlock. I mean, you go on it, man. I mean, to read it, right? She goes on and on and on about her disdain for Israel. She goes on and on and on about, the actual acts of war. She goes on and on and on about so many things. So many things that are completely wrong.
So many.
Unreal, CJ. So many. Yeah, and the motive's there. The motive's there for any country. It's like Murder on the Orient Express, right, CJ?
Oh, absolutely,
where
absolutely.
Monsieur Perot, Chief Inspector Monsieur Perot, was on the Orient Express during the murder in Agatha Christie's novel, right?
Right,
And he's interviewing everybody on the train, and he finds out that everybody had a motive to kill the guy. This and the left, you idiot left, you stupid schmucks. You guys throw your weight behind Hillary Clinton. Every country in the world has a motive to allow Hillary to lose, except for you sycophants.
right. Yep.
Unreal, CJ.
It is, and I think you hit the nail on the head, B, when you said, okay, let's think about this. Why are they pushing so hard, to protect Hillary? Well, think about the history of the CIA. Think of the CIA's ties to the Bush cartel and the Clinton cartel, tied back to their Arkansas days. Who do you think is going to be the person that's going to lead the charge to investigate, to find out what Bill and Hillary did there in Arkansas when the CIA was funneling a lot of the drugs from South America into Arkansas? That history, that ties has been deep for so long. Obviously they couldn't funnel all the illegal money completely from the CIA all the time through different campaigns. So what about the Clinton Foundation? How much of that money was funneled through the Clinton Foundation as a front to use for some of these operations in other countries, V?
Exactly, man. Exactly. 1000% correct. You know, uh, there. Jeez, I'm telling you right now, man. My gut instinct is telling me, next couple of days, next couple of weeks, next few months, and I do mean few with the emphasis on few. There's going to be some damning evidence going to be coming out about these global elites. I would not be surprised we got some bombshells coming. I'm telling you right now, these guys are going to be cracked wide open. I had a dream, man. I had a dream, and I don't dream. I usually do not dream. I'm not a dreamy type. And when I do dream, it has like deep, profound meanings. Absolutely deep, profound meanings. I had a dream that I was in an oncology ward at a major hospital, and just walking the corridors. And in the hospital was Bill Clinton on the hospital bed, withering away and dying. And I heard the doctors back and forth talking about his advanced stages of cancer, that it's too late, he's going to die. I truly believe look, you cannot create as much havoc and bloodshed and get away with it. These two people are marked because God himself, I've always said this, is something a wise man once told me a long time ago. You cannot break God's laws, you could only confirm them. And I truly believe that Bill and Hillary, God, the universe, or karma, call it whatever the hell you want, is going to do these guys in. You just cannot be this nasty. You just cannot be this evil and get away with it. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is.
I agree with you. I agree.
Which brings us to the next thing, CJ, which is that naval officer. Tell about. Why don't you
Yeah, this
share
was
with us
bound to
that?
happen. Yeah,
This was exactly.
this is bound to happen. I mean, this was, here a naval officer, and obviously he wasn't thinking when he did it, but he was working on a it was during working time, and he was a Navy submariner, and what basically happened is that he took photographs of the ship's engine, which is considered classified information. He took pictures of it. Lo and behold, it was found, on his phone. So now he's being court-martialed. He's being, prosecuted for these crimes, these same crimes that Hillary Clinton committed. So now what's happened is that he's actually requested that he be not prosecuted on the same grounds that Hillary Clinton mishandled all this classified materials.
Right.
And he made an honest mistake that he kind of did the same thing. So why should he be prosecuted and then she allowed to be just an everyday citizen going about and doing her normal thing? So this was bound to happen. It was a very dangerous thing what the FBI did and not prosecuting. I said a very dangerous precedent, and this is some of the repercussions from it.
1000%, man. If Hillary Clinton, who these days nobody knows where the hell she is unless you have to go into the woods of Chappaqua, which it's like finding Bigfoot, man. If you go into the woods of Chappaqua, you might be able to find Hillary and take a photo with her. You might. This is the woman who sent the presidents for everybody. I mean, remember that there was a story of that Marine who was trying to get a warning out. There's an airstrike heading into a unit's position. That if that unit didn't get out of there, they're going to get killed in that airstrike. And he was trying everything to get that information out. And he had to use a public email server just to get it out. And he was able to save the lives of, of like, 10, 15, 20 Marines. The guy got in trouble. And he was jailed. He was court-martialed because of the fact that he used an unsecured server to send classified information, even though he saved lives. And you got this piece of crap. See you next Tuesday. Sending all sorts of stuff about all sorts of individuals and all sorts of countries on our unsecured server. Deletes 33,000 emails and God knows what. Unreal.
Yeah, so we're going to see more of this. So, basically what he did was he filed paperwork at the Justice Department office saying, hey, I want pardon for this. Why should I be prosecuted for this? It was an honest mistake. And more than likely it was, but exactly like the case that you just did. So, these things need to be looked at on a one-on-one basis. But what Hillary did was complete violation. I firmly believe that server, was utilized as a Dropbox on purpose. She knew that it could be hacked, and there was probably a lot of information that was put there for a right reason, knowing that certain foreign governments could go in and obtain that data and retrieve it at will. And so again, just very reckless of her actions, and I hope that at some point, I was having a discussion the other day regarding this. I think that what Trump is doing, a lot of people are like, well, he said he's not going to prosecute Hillary right now. Again, I think the art of the deal with the negotiations of, you don't want to just broadcast what your actions are going to be. Why not allow them to get in a comfort zone? Allow them to be comfortable thinking that they're not going to be prosecuted. So I think at some point this is going to happen. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, exactly, man. 1000%. Which brings us to the mysterious FBI Sunday document dump, man. What is going on with that issue? And I heard about it, but what's up with that, man?
Yeah, so basically what happened was there was another data dump by the FBI. They released several, and they do this, of course, Sunday, no one's looking, everyone's going about their families. So in this this dump of information, it goes through and lists emails that were released that previously had not been. But more importantly, when it goes through this, it actually reveals that some of the information that was actually missing that they couldn't obtain, of which, because they can go back in the server logs and see some of this data. But apparently, at one point, there was an external hard drive that was utilized for a backup of the email server. So, internally you have your backup systems, and then that becomes full, whatever you have to dump it on. Well, apparently, this backup hard drive is one of the data that's actually missing. To this date, it has not been retrieved by the FBI. Who knows, what was on that particular Seagate external hard drive, and where is it? What are they doing to find it? Obviously, there's a lot of concern for this because, that hard drive, if it's not found, what information was on there that possibly could have helped in the prosecution of Hillary.
Yeah, that's huge, man. And also the fact that what's happening in New York with Preet Bharara, who hasn't let up the pressure on investigating the Clinton Foundation, that's still going on, bro.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Is it Chavez? What's the House Oversight Committee? Jason Chavez?
Yeah, Chavez. Yeah,
Chavez. Yeah, he came out, openly yesterday and said, we're going through confirmation hearings and everything right now, but we are still active in that investigation. He announced that yesterday.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, 1000%. Which brings us to the false flag of the week. Aloha. It's been confirmed this is a full-blown Aloha snack bar event. It is a definitely false flag of the week. The story is that the airport shooter converted to Islam, identified as a Sheikh Hamad years before joining the army. Okay, let's figure this out. Fort Lauderdale airport shooter is a Muslim convert who years before joining the army took on an Islamic name, a Sheikh Hamad, which is so strange. How many, how many like, how many Puerto Ricans you know convert to Islam, bro?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know
I
a
don't
single
know.
Rican. I
I
don't know
don't
a
know.
single Boricua who converts to Islam. What?
Usually their Catholic faith is pretty darn strong. I don't know.
They convert from Catholicism to like evangelical Christianity. That's it. That's it. So a Sheikh Hamad in Miami, Florida, of all things, was able to convert to Islam. What? Downloaded terrorist propaganda, bullcrap, and recorded Islamic religious music on. Are they getting the Islamic religious music confused with the reggaeton that he probably has on his MP3 device, CJ? That's what's going on. According to public records dug up by investigative news sites of the award-winning California journalist. That's a joke right there, if I've ever did hear one. This is pertinent information that the Obama administration apparently wants to keep quiet, bringing up memories of Benghazi cover-up. No, I don't think that the Obama administration wants to keep that quiet. I honestly think they want some people in the alt media to go ahead and jump the gun, become the echo chamber, and start leaking that thing out, in which the president and his cohorts knowingly lied to conceal the blah, blah, blah. We all know that. Information slowly trickling out that links to the Florida Fort Lauderdale airport shooter to radical Islam, while the officials look, this guy is a mind control victim. This guy's a mind control man. He's absolutely mind controlled. Okay, he even said it. He's mentally ill. That he's went to go. That the government is telling him to join ISIS. I mean, come on. This is his social psyche coming out and breaking out, and having these deep subconscious Freudian slips out there because the programming is breaking down and saying, "Oh, the government wanted me to go join ISIS. Oh, the government's trying to brainwash me to become a Muslim. Oh, the government's trying to." He's saying all this. The guy's nuts. Either he's a certified lunatic, CJ, or he's an MK Ultra spawn. One or the other. One of the things he's not is some religious Muslim. Don't give me that horse shit. He's not a religious Muslim. I highly doubt it. Sorry, I have yet to meet a Puerto Rican Muslim. It doesn't happen. I know a lot of Puerto Ricans. I grew up around them. They're not. Look, they're not. I mean, being part of some sort of it's just not something that's conducive even to their culture, man. It really isn't.
No, it's not. And and I think part of the reason that they didn't want this, obviously this information to get out because it was discovered before that, that he had converted to Muslim, becoming a Muslim and everything. So, make a long story short, if you remember just the day before, and again, I'm not saying it's wrong or right. We can leave that up to discussion. I haven't evaluated enough to make an opinion about it. But if you look what happened just the day before, that the new army policy, okay, soldiers to wear hijabs, turbans, and religious beards, okay? So here you have a situation where someone's converted their faith and then they go out and do a random act of shooting. What's that to lead you to believe on the army's belief that it's okay for this attire that, can these people completely convert, come out? Could they be stealth to join the army, the military, and then, go out and do these crazy crimes that they commit? So there's definitely a reason that they don't want this to get out. They don't want this information to come out that, that they knew beforehand, that before he even joined, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Again, I'm, joking that, again, it's a California investigative report, but apparently he became a Muslim, years before joining the U.S. Army, and changing his name. And then, the day before they announced this new attire that's acceptable and everything else, and then boom, this happens on Friday. It's no wonder they try to cover it up.
Yeah, it's totally ridiculous, and I think most people who are consciously awake understand what the hell's going on. They see the nonsense for what it is, man. An absolute scam job. No one's buying it. And again, this is distracting us from all the real stuff that's happening. You know, um, real stuff that's happening within the country. I mean, think about it. Like it's like almost every other week is a MAGA news about about jobs coming back or something amazing happening that's being set up for the country. And these people are sick, dude. They would rather ruin Trump and prevent this country from prospering. They hate us so much that they would prevent us from prospering rather than just quietly going into the night, man. These guys are just a bunch of pricks, dude. I cannot stand these globalists. They are the resident a-holes, bro. I cannot stand them.
Yeah, yeah.
Such a-holes. It's like they wake up in the morning and the first thing they think is, how can I be an asshole today? How can I be an asshole? What should I mess up? Huh? Who should I sabotage? Huh? What should I do today to wreck something? Huh? It's just like, I'm like, do you guys like being assholes? I mean, you have to. It's beyond me, CJ.
Yeah, and I keep thinking back and reflecting upon the past 8 years. I don't remember this happening in 08 when Obama was elected, right? And then I think to 2012 when he was reelected. I don't remember any of this craziness and this madness. And I'm sure that there was a little bit, but it didn't continue at this rate that it is right now. And it's hard not to keep talking about it. V, I know that our audience is probably like, okay, well, it seems like it's the same thing talking over and over. But I feel that we have a responsibility that when they continue to push this narrative, and it's something different every day, right?
Yeah, it is. We got to push back, man.
We got to squash it. We're not going to lay down and say, well, it'll get better. No. They've just gone completely delusional on their reporting from the media, from the reports that are coming out against Trump. Never in my life have I seen a president-elect be attacked, this way, not only himself, but his family, right? His son that did a lot of work in philanthropy and for St. Jude's with the cancer, they had to come out and say, hey, he did a lot of great work for us. He was truly humanitarian that wanted to do this, and now he no longer can do that. So the attack against his son, saying, well, he may be, autistic, he may be doing this, and again, so what if his wife wants to live, even if his son isn't, he's more comfortable going to a different school. That's none of our business. We were told to leave the Obama's kids alone, right?
Malia, right? Shake your rump, Obama.
Yeah, we were told to leave them alone, and then she's
Malia, out the twerker.
Right. She's out smoking, marijuana and going to these parties with Secret Service and everything. So,
and we're leave the first daughter alone, and she's out there smoking pot and twerking, following in her father's footsteps. Ridiculous, dude.
It is.
Here's the funny thing, dude. This is how for all you people that are out there saying, Trump is establishment. Trump is controlled opposition. Trump is New World Order. Trump is Illuminati. Trump is a Satanist. Trump is a Mason. Trump is this. For all you saying that, I want you to think about this. You, in your brains, know for a fact that this type of opposition to an incoming president has never happened. Has never happened, especially in the last 30 years. If you notice, it was a seamless, smooth transition from Reagan to Bush 1. Read my lips, no new taxes. I told him right now, no new taxes. To Clinton, it was a smooth transition from Bush to Clinton. I tell you right now, that transition was so smooth, CJ. I tell you right now, I love it. I love being in the White House. I love it so much. To Bush number 2, fool me twice. Shame on me. It all depends. Bush number 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
To Obama, how's he going to bring those jobs back?
How's he going to
transitions?
This rhetoric.
Yeah, rhetoric. How's he going to bring back those jobs?
And I love and Trump is sending us messages, right? He yesterday, I know this wasn't on our radar, but I think it needs to be talked about, was that yesterday Trump appointed Robert Kennedy Jr. to a commission on vaccination safety and scientific integrity.
Oh, wow.
And this blew up. Oh my God. You want to talk about the mainstream media going into hissy? I mean, everyone was like, he did not. he did not do this. This is huge, folks. I mean, Robert Kennedy has been a leading vaccine critic the last several years. So Trump keeps sending this messages that I know what I'm doing here. You know, I'm going to do this, but look who I'm going to point to do this. You know, so again, you want to talk about, you know, somebody to go in and you talk about the paradigm and the left and right. You know, if you think of, you know, we don't have enough time to do it here today, but if you think about the whole vaccine industry in general, you know, it was Ronald Reagan who established the secret vaccine safety court, and it was Ronald Reagan that gave vaccine manufacturers complete exempt from any product liability. So so it's both sides, right? It's both sides. But for him to come out and do this, this is like bam. This was a wake up call to the globalists that no more. This is going to end. So vaccines are next, and GMO should be right on the radar with Monsanto next.
Yep, exactly, 1000%, man. And you know the thing also, the thing that you got to also like realize is this, right? All the transitions from Bush 1 to Obama has been smooth. Why? Why have they been smooth? Because they knew when they were passing the baton that nobody was going to upset the apple cart. Everybody knew that the same insane policies, the same foreign policies, the same outlook, all these things will stay intact. So the changing of the guard was really not much of a changing of the guard. In other fact, it really lived up to the word, CJ, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. And that's what we had for 30 some odd years. We have, you know, people talk about, oh, Obama, oh, how much the country's been damaged under Obama. And granted, he's done a lot to damage it. But you have to understand, we weren't damaged in the last 8 years, which to me, it felt like 16 years of Obama.
Oh, my, yeah, at least.
At least. But the country was damaged by 30 years of Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama. 30 years of the same neocon rule. 30 years of damage that was done to us. That's what we faced as a nation. Okay? That's what we faced as a nation. And to see that, and to see that this era is coming to an end, and that's why they're freaking out. That's why they're attacking Trump hardcore. That's why they're resisting. That's why they're sabotaging as much as possible, because they understand it's not business as usual. Meet the new boss who has nothing to do with the old boss. That's proof positive.
Exactly.
Think about it. If Trump was established, there would be none of this. It'd be a seamless transition. It will be foreign policy as usual, trade as usual, and business as usual. Anyway, man, I think we've come to the end of the broadcast, bro. All I got to say is I just want to say quick two things. The S&P 500 just did something it hasn't done in 9 years, which never had a gain and never had a loss the entire trading day. It just was, it was just flat. Hilarious. Hilarious,
Don't do anything. Don't do anything.
Don't do anything. And then for all the investors out there, this is pretty out there. This is again the latest. This is from Market Watch. It's a really good article. More proof as to why the average investor should probably just stick to indexing. Index funds are great. I'm not getting a penny. And again, you can consult your financial license, financial professional, yada, 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 so on and so forth. But index funds are doing great. Why? Because look where the markets are going. The market's doing phenomenal. It's the go-go 90s, as my man Dex would say. We couldn't do the trading Terradome yesterday because of the technical difficulties. Hopefully we do it today. We'll see how that goes. But, yeah, it's like the go-go 90s all over again, man. And so index funds are doing great. Managed funds, forget about it. You might as well, if you're going to do a managed fund, just have go to like the zoo and train a monkey to throw darts. And wherever, and put like the market page from the Wall Street Journal, just stick it up on the monkey's cage. And wherever the dart hits, just play that stock. Just get that stock. Because that's been scientifically proven to be better than using a managed fund. I mean, they did it with cats. They did it with monkeys. I kid you not. I thought it was a joke. You can actually go look this up. They've done this with cats. They've done this with monkeys, where they take these random animals and wherever their paws or their hands or their darts or whatever touched, they play those stocks, and it winds up being better than the humans who are picking stocks. So, managed funds are great. I like the one from Vanguard. Vanguard got some great index. I'm sorry, not managed funds. I said index funds. I just wanted to say index funds are great. Vanguard has some really good index funds. I think if you Google search best performing index funds, I think you'll see the Vanguard's has some really good ones. out there. Actually, the top performing ones out there. Put your money to work for you this year. I know it sounds like an infomercial. I'm not being compensated by anybody by saying this. I'm just calling it for what it is. Put your money to work for you. I mean, I know people that have like money sitting in a trust, just sitting there. I'm like, dude, what are you kidding me? Every day that's there is losing money to inflation. Might as well put it to work. That's about it, man. With that being said, CJ, we are at the end of the broadcast, man. Do your plug.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks everyone for being here today. We got a couple busy days of shows coming up, right? We got hopefully Hump Day today, right?
Yes, we're having Hump Day today.
Yeah, Hump Day, and then the Terra Trading Dome will get back, on our radar. Got a great interview lined up for Friday that we'll be posting on Saturday, and then
I
Friday
can't
night,
wait for that.
Yeah, and then Friday night, thinking it's time that we fire up the team from Rogue Money. It's been a minute since we've had the team together. It'd be interesting to catch up and get what's on their radar. So boom. So stay tuned. We got some great couple days coming up with some great stuff. So that's it.
Send out the smoke signals and assemble the Avengers, buddy.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right, folks, and I am the illustrious Abe coming to you live again. You're listening to us on roguemoney.net. There's a lot of great changes coming up. I can't wait. Starting in a few weeks, the site's going to get revamped. We're going to be even more badass than ever before, so check it out, roguemoney.net, and also follow us on Twitter at the Rogue Money and the Facebook page, Rogue Money. And what else? Yes, if you are, this is the new year. It's a new year, and if one of your resolutions is, hey, I'm going to get myself out of debt, I'm going to get myself financially ready, I'm going to do everything I can to boost my credit score, rather than following some stupid advice that'll probably raise your score 5 points, go to myfreedomnow.us, myfreedomnow.us. They are the mavens. They are the absolute conquistadors of credit. Check them out. They can improve your score even if you want to get out of debt. You got collections agencies calling you. You got old credit card debt that you need to get rid of. You got bankruptcies, foreclosures, judgments, liens, whatever the heck it is. You want to be free? Go to myfreedomnow.us. And if you just need to raise your credit score because you want to refinance your house, you want to get a new mortgage, check out myfreedomnow.us. With that being said, we're over and we're out.